Welcome back to The Lost Tactician, where history's forgotten wisdom becomes tomorrow's survival strategy. Today we're not discussing battlefield tactics or combat survival. We're venturing into an arena where Roman ingenuity waged a different kind of war, the relentless battle against time, decay, and the elements. What if the secret to timeless, sustainable wood preservation was hidden in plain sight, perfected by the Romans over 2,000 years ago? Forget what you think you know about ancient timber protection. We're cracking open their incredible paint recipes, revealing vibrant colors and lasting durability that puts modern methods to shame. This is the story of Caesar's craftsmen, the unsung artisans whose chemical warfare against wood decay has survived millennia. When we imagine Roman engineering, our minds conjure the Colosseum's stone arches or aqueducts stretching across valleys. Yet beneath this monumental stonework lies a forgotten truth. The Romans were masters of timber preservation, developing sophisticated techniques that kept wooden structures, ships, and artifacts intact for centuries. Archaeological excavations across the former empire have unearthed timber beams, still bearing traces of protective coatings, their wood remarkably preserved, despite burial in damp soil or exposure to harsh Mediterranean climates. Ancient texts from Pliny the Elder and Vitruvius contain tantalizing references to specialized wood treatments, cryptic mentions of mineral mixtures and organic preparations that modern scholars initially dismissed as primitive superstition. But, recent scientific analysis reveals something far more sophisticated, a complete system of wood protection, combining material science, chemistry, and artistic expression that rivals contemporary preservation methods. These weren't simple stains or varnishes. They were engineered coatings designed to media group, detailed photo of Roman wood with protective coating, cross-section of treated ancient timber, preserved Roman wood showing water resistance stock distribute, equally repel water, resist ultraviolet degradation, deter wood-boring insects, and provide structural reinforcement to the timber itself. The foundation of Roman wood protection lay in their mastery of pigments and binders, a palette drawn entirely from the natural world, yet scientifically sophisticated in its chemistry. Roman artisans ground hematite and iron oxides into rich reds that didn't merely color wood, but chemically bonded with its surface fibers. Cinnabar, despite its mercury content, provided a brilliant crimson that simultaneously deterred insects through its toxicity. Earth pigments yielded warm yellows and ochres, while carbon and charcoal produced deep blacks that absorbed heat and promoted rapid drying. Green earth, known as apianum, offered verdant hues for decorative work. But honestly, pigments alone don't create durable paint. The magic resided in the binders. Roman craftsmen employed beeswax heated to precise temperatures, creating encaustic mixtures that penetrated deep into wood grain while forming water-resistant surface barriers. Casein, derived from milk protein, provided another adhesive medium, its proteins cross-linking with wood cellulose to create remarkably strong bonds. Animal hide glues rendered from collagen offered flexible yet durable adhesion that moved with the wood's natural expansion and contraction. Linseed oil, a drying oil rich in polyunsaturated fatty acids, underwent oxidative polymerization when exposed to air, transforming from liquid to a tough, elastic film that breathed with the timber while repelling moisture. Modern analysis of surviving Roman painted timber reveals why these formulations worked so effectively. The encaustic method, combining pigments with hot beeswax, created a hydrophobic barrier that prevented water infiltration, the primary cause of wood decay. The wax filled microscopic pores in the wood surface, blocking fungal spores and insect eggs from penetrating while allowing interior moisture to escape, preventing the rot-inducing trapped moisture that plagues modern synthetic coatings. Linseed oil treatments penetrated deeper into the wood structure, their polymerized molecules reinforcing cell walls and improving dimensional stability. Iron oxide pigments provided more than just color. Their mineral composition actively inhibited fungal growth through antimicrobial properties, while darker pigments absorbed solar radiation, heating the wood surface to temperatures that discouraged insect colonization. The Romans often combined these approaches with charring, deliberately carbonizing the outermost layer of timber to create a carbon shield impervious to boring insects and resistant to fungal decomposition. For structural elements destined for ground contact or marine environments, they applied natural tar and pitch derived from pine resins, these viscous coatings sealing wood completely while their aromatic terpenes repelled pests. This wasn't trial and error, it was systematic material science, matching treatment methods to environmental conditions and timber species with precision that suggests extensive empirical testing. The process of applying Roman paint formulations begins with surface preparation, smoothing timber with abrasives and sometimes applying a primer layer of diluted hide glue to seal the grain. For encaustic application, craftsmen heated beeswax in ceramic vessels over controlled flames, mixing in ground pigments until achieving uniform color saturation. The molten mixture was applied quickly, using brushes or spatulas, the heat allowing deep penetration before the wax solidified into its protective matrix. Multiple thin layers proved more effective than single thick coats, each application building durability. For linseed oil treatments, artisans mixed raw oil with pigments and small amounts of drying accelerators like litharge, then brushed or wiped the mixture onto wood, allowing days between coats for proper polymerization. The results were visually stunning. Colors that seemed to glow from within the wood rather than sitting atop it, surfaces that repelled water droplets while developing rich patinas with age. On cedar and oak, these treatments extended serviceable life by decades or even centuries, protecting against Mediterranean sun, alpine moisture, and desert aridity with equal effectiveness. In an era obsessing over sustainable building practices and non-toxic materials, Roman timber preservation offers profound insights. Their entirely natural ingredient palette, minerals, waxes, oils, and proteins, biodegrades harmlessly when structures finally fail, unlike modern synthetic resins and volatile organic compounds that persist as environmental contaminants. The breathability of Roman coatings prevents the moisture trapping that causes premature failure in many contemporary treatments, while their UV stability surpasses many petroleum-based products. Most significantly, these methods were locally sourced and low energy, requiring no industrial chemistry or fossil fuel inputs. Modern material scientists studying Roman formulations have found inspiration for new bio-based wood preservatives, recognizing that ancient wisdom anticipated contemporary green chemistry principles by 2 millennia. The Roman approach teaches us that durability and sustainability aren't competing values, but complementary goals achieved through understanding material properties and environmental context. In their painted timber, we find not primitive techniques awaiting improvement, but sophisticated solutions deserving resurrection and refinement for our own age. The craftsmen who mixed pigments and heated wax for Caesar's legions understood something we've partially forgotten, that protecting wood isn't about dominating nature with synthetic chemistry, but working within natural systems using materials that enhance rather than fight against timber's inherent properties. Their painted beams and decorated panels survived not despite being made from simple natural ingredients, but because of them. If you found value in today's exploration of Roman timber preservation, hit that like button and share this video with anyone passionate about sustainable building, historical craftsmanship, or the intersection of survival and science. Subscribe to the Lost Tactician for more insights into how history and endurance intertwine, where ancient wisdom meets modern application. Until next time, remember, the best solutions to tomorrow's challenges often lie buried in yesterday's innovations, waiting for those willing to dig deeper. stay tactical.